You are giving people no reason to give you respect. Being respected goes far beyond getting more of what you want and deserve out of life. It's a basic human necessity. If you feel that no one respects you in your life, even your friends, this is really going to damage your psyche. As a young teenager, I remember feeling like I wasn't really respected at all, even with the people that I surrounded myself with. And now that I look back on it, the question that I ask myself is, what reason would they have to respect me? The things that I did and the way that I carried myself back then were a clear indication that I didn't even have any respect for myself. And that is the first realization that you really have to come to, and the thing that overarches everything else that I'm going to talk about in this video is that if you do not respect yourself, then other people will not respect you. How people are gonna treat you is a direct reflection of how you are treating yourself. People can feel that energy that you're giving off, that you don't respect yourself and you don't feel high value. They're gonna feel that without you even saying anything maybe, and they're gonna treat you as such. At least I found this to be true in most cases. Let me share with you the core principles that I changed within and out of myself to become more well respected. Okay, so first I wanna go over the first impressions that people usually think when they view you. This is the first 3 seconds when someone sees you. This is how they're gonna judge you, at least before they get to actually know you. First impressions are so important. So if you want to, at the very least, appear to be someone who is to be well respected, you have to change the way that you carry yourself. And by this I mean 2 things. 2 things are your body language and your physical appearance. Now, when I was a young teen, I would retract myself and omit a very closed body language. I was afraid of exposing my body, myself, to other people, and that really showed. And if you're someone who has a very inward body expression and you put your hands in your pockets or you keep your arms crossed over you, this is subconsciously telling the person that you're afraid to really be yourself and expose yourself. It's a sign of a lack of confidence. As a beginner, you need to start becoming consciously aware of your body posture and position in any social situation. This is absolutely going to be tough as hell at the start, but once you start practicing this a lot, it's going to start to come naturally. And it's really a fake it till you make it kind of thing is what I realized. When I was first starting to get into self-help and making these videos, even though I was still that timid kid, I was giving off the impression that I am to be respected, and I felt that, and subconsciously this is going to change something in you. And this has even been proven in science, where when you stand up straight and you're confident in your look, then it's going to change your mental state as well, and you're going to feel more confident even by just having an open body posture and standing and looking at people. Most humans will fail to look beyond what they see out in front of them, and as messed up as that is, and as much as you don't want to hear that, a lot of people judge people based off of their appearance like that. Now, I'm not the person who should be lecturing you on clothing specifically, because this is still something that I'm trying to get better at with fashion. Yeah, especially don't take fashion advice from me if you're a woman, and I wear pretty much the same exact thing every single day. But I do make sure that I wear some pretty nice clothes, that I smell good, that I keep care of my body and myself almost at all times. A lot of y'all might be rolling your eyes at this point in the video, because what we've gone over so far are very superficial things, and they will only help in surface level conversations or social situations. You can come off and appear like a well-respected person, but if you deep down don't change the core of who you are and what you believe you deserve, then they're gonna realize that you're a fake once they get to know you. There are some other things, some habits that you do in social situations and with yourself that you need to change, and one of those things is being too nice and being a people pleaser. If you're a people pleaser, if you just say yes to everything, what you're telling people is that you don't value your time or what you do in a day. And again, it gives off the vibe that you don't really respect yourself, so they are gonna step all over you. Now, there's a very important distinction that needs to be made here between not being too nice and just being a straight up asshole. Being too nice or a people pleaser is putting in massive amounts of efforts to get someone to like you when this person is just using you for their benefit. They don't really give you anything in return. They don't value you as a person, and they probably just ask you to do things things and don't reciprocate that love that you give them. That is the type of shit that you gotta stop doing. You can in fact show random acts of kindness, and you absolutely should. You should show love to everyone you meet at first, but at the same time, don't be a pushover. If you are a pushover, if you say yes to doing everything for everyone, it's a very clear indication that you feel like you don't deserve that love that you're giving everybody. Whenever I was the super nice guy or people pleaser, just saying yes to everything, agreeing with everything, this was always at the periods in my life where I felt like I didn't respect or love myself to the fullest. As weird as that sounds, that is one of the ways that people cope with not respecting themselves. This means that you do in fact need to be selfish sometimes, or a lot of the times, and say no more. It's so easy to say yes to things because then we avoid conflict with that person or with whatever we're trying to do. It's not a tough decision to say yes to things, right? So saying no and learning when to say no and how to say no more, because you know that you don't want to do this thing and you have to value your time highly to be respected. You have to develop this habit, although you might want to avoid doing this to your boss. Taking the time to take care of yourself and not saying yes to every single favor that is asked of you will not only make people respect you more, but it will also give you the time to develop yourself more, to work on your craft and your purpose and building up real true confidence within yourself. At first this might come off as offensive to people, especially the people you've been saying yes so much to, and you might be worried that you'll lose friends, but if those people are gonna drop you because you're starting to say no more and starting to say yes to yourself more, then those people didn't really fuck with you in the first place. And this goes hand in hand with the next factor that I want to talk about with being respected, is just being more assertive, speaking up, speaking with your chest, and not telling people what they want to hear. Think of the person in your friend group, this might be you honestly, who is the person to just agree with everything that everyone says and never has any conflicting opinions with everyone. That's probably the person that is the least respected. The person who doesn't speak up and says, you know what, no, I think this, and I have a view that contradicts your view because this is what I truly believe in, and this is truly what I'm gonna stand up for. If you don't do that, if you don't have that level of assertiveness with people, then they're gonna walk all over you. Even if you're scared to disagree with people, do it if that's truly who you are and that's truly what you believe. And when you are speaking, don't let other people talk over you. Let them know that you are not finished talking, but also be a good listener at the same time. You know, people who just talk are also not going to be respected. And don't even just be assertive to others, be assertive to yourself all the time. I tell myself when I'm feeling down or when I don't want to do this work, I have some editing to do or some client work to do, I'm assertive to myself. I say, look man, this is your fucking job. You have to go edit this. There is a deadline for you to meet, and you know you want to make your dreams come true and still make this happen. So you don't have a choice. You got to sit down and do the work, so just do it. And maybe this will be easier for you, being assertive to yourself first, developing that within yourself, and then starting to be more assertive with other people. Here's the most ironic thing about being respected. It's that in order to get people to respect you, you have to stop caring if they respect you or not. When you care too much in general about what other people think of you, about a situation that's happening, it shows that you don't have control over yourself and you're not quick to get too emotional. So you might have a situation where you go up to someone and you talk to them and you can just feel that they don't respect you, and maybe they even laugh at your face and you just play it off as totally cool. Whatever, don't care, I'm just gonna walk away. That will get them to think, wow, this guy actually doesn't care about what I think. I definitely respect this dude. Having that whole nonchalant, confident attitude is something you definitely need to evoke, and just again, not being too emotional with whatever happens. People are going to respect how you're able to handle any situation. And it's like the Stoics always say, you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your reaction to what happens. Even with all this, sometimes you're not going to be able to control how people perceive you. Some people just are naturally not going to like you, and you're naturally not going to get along with people, and that's okay. The fact that you don't care if everybody likes you. This is the cycle of not feeling or being respected. You say to yourself, people don't view me highly, So why should I even respect myself if other people don't respect me? This is a very vicious cycle, and the only way to break that cycle, people aren't going to randomly wake up one day and think, you know what, I'm just going to respect this guy. You have to be the person to break this cycle. Thank you, as always, to the patrons on this channel on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a platform where I'm putting out exclusive content that can't be found anywhere else, whether that's podcast, videos, blog posts. I got everything on there, as well as giving one-on-one personal advice on there. If you are interested in something like that, then you can go to patreon.com/ColeHastings. The link is also in the description. I probably missed a lot of things that help you be more respected, so if I did, leave them in the comments below. Leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it, and thank you so much for watching till the end. As always, I'm gonna head out now, and I hope that you guys do something related to this video that you haven't done before, and you have a good rest of your day.